Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Richard here, and today I have just put a quick video together about Lightroom adaptive presets and how it could really benefit you if you're taking photos of people or portraits, or you're in a studio environment, something like that. One-click edits, or certainly one-click setup. So we're going to take a look at that in Lightroom Classic right now. Right, people, if you are a person that takes pictures of, Richard here, welcome back to my YouTube channel. The channel is all about photography, editing, Lightroom, anything related to cameras and photography and editing really. So today I've been playing around in Lightroom and I've been meaning to do this for a while. It's basically setting up my own adaptive presets for portraits, and I say portraits loosely. It's anything that, it could just be a family photo of your children, anything where you've got a person in there and you want to enhance their facial features, their eyes, their skin, their teeth, things like that. But also for studio photos, if you're taking pictures on a white background and you want to get the white background perfect, and you want to also do it as easily as possible, ideally at the click of a button, which is kind of what we're going to do. We're going to jump into Lightroom now and I'll show you exactly what we're going to do. But before I do, quick thing on adaptive presets. What are they exactly? So adaptive presets are presets that you can set up, and when you apply it to another photo, it will only enhance, or it will only edit that part of the photo. So let's say you set up a preset to fix somebody's eyes, make them, enhance them, a bit sharper, a bit brighter, a bit more contrast, that kind of thing. You then apply that preset to a totally different photo. It will look for the eyes and it will apply that preset, and it will apply the edits that you've made or that you've saved on that preset. Same for skin, teeth, background, anything else like that. So we're basically going to set something up where you can just click a button once and it will automatically apply a mask to all of the face and the background, and it will even edit the face and background all with one click if that's what you choose. So we're going to jump into Lightroom and have a look at that right now. So here we are in Lightroom, and this is a photo that I've just got from my son where we were mucking around on a studio sometime last year, March last year. So the first thing that we need to do is apply some mask to this photo. So we're going to come up here to the top right hand corner and we are going to click on the mask option here. That is going to give us these options. The first thing that we want to do is to create a background mask, and that is done already. And if you click the show overlay, you can see the background. It's done a pretty good selection. I'm not going to go too much into refining selections because you can't really do that too much. In Lightroom we can, but we're not going to refine selections that much in Lightroom. This is just to show you simple masks. Now we want to create a mask for the person features. So come up here again, we're going to click on create new mask, and we are going to click the option that says select people. And what that will do is that will hunt for the person in the photograph, and you'll see a picture of his face here, and we are going to click on there. Now, Lightroom will give you automatically one mask for the whole person, but we don't want to create an adjustment for the whole person. We want to do it individually by his face, body, eyebrows, skin, things like that. So we are going to untick entire person, and we are going to tick the 9 separate options to create 9 separate masks. Make sure down here you can see the 9 separate masks is ticked. And we are going to create the mask. Just a quick heads up on this, when you do this, it is worth using a photo where somebody's smiling, you can see their teeth, because then it will automatically give you the option to apply an adjustment, a mask to the teeth. If there's no teeth showing, it won't give you the option to apply it. You could go one step further and also give it a mask for facial hair, for a beard, so that if a person that you then apply the preset to in the future has a beard, it will pick up the beard, because if you save it without the beard, it won't. So just bear that in mind. I'm for now going to carry on without the beard, but I have got the teeth in there. So we are going to click on create mask, and you can now see we've got all these masks here, going from mask 1, which was the background, up to mask 10, which is the clothes. Now you can leave it like that, but you're going to be using this mask or this preset, which is going to have these masks in a lot. So I tend to just rename the mask with the one it says below here. So I am going to quickly do that. You just right mouse click on where it says mask 10 or whatever the number is, and you are going to replace it with the word clothes, which it says here person 1 clothes. Click on OK. The next one is mask 9, which is hair. Right mouse click, rename hair, and I am going to whiz through this while you listen to this lovely music. So you can now see over here that we have the same masks, but I've just renamed them so it's easier to see what mask is what. Now once we've done that, we're going to save this as a preset because we don't want to apply any adjustments to any of these masks just yet. So we're going to come over to the left hand side here. We are going to see the presets, and we are going to click create, add the little plus button here that you can see, and create preset. That will bring up this window here. I am going to call this preset at the moment background and face, because that is what I've got masks for, 0. And the 0 just means I've done no edits to any of these masks at all. I'm going to pop down, and we're going to put it in its own user group. So I'm going to create a new group, and this is going to be called Adaptive Portraits, otherwise it will just get merged with all your other presets and be hard to find. Create that. So we are now saving the background and face in Adaptive Portraits, and I'm just going to check none to clear all these checkboxes, and I'm going to tick masking, which means the only thing it's going to save is all of these masking options here. If I'd have adjusted the exposure or the contrast or the saturation or something, it won't be saving that into the preset because I haven't got those boxes ticked. So I'm only saving the masking, and I'm going to click create. Now we can see down the left hand side here we have the Adaptive Portraits folder and background and face 0 saved as a preset. If you come up here on the right hand side, just looking quickly back at the mask option here, you can see that underneath the circle mask option there is a dot. That means that there are changes made within that feature. There are no changes made in the basic editing panel because there is no dot underneath here. If I increase that, you can see that that now produces a dot. So we know that there's no edits anywhere apart from these masks, but none of the masks have actually been edited. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to take this now through to another image, and as you can see, as I've just explained, there is no dot underneath the mask option up here in the top right hand corner. I am going to come over to the left hand side, and I'm going to click on background and face. And what it will do is Lightroom and its AI will look for the features. They look for the background, the eyes, the face, the teeth, all that kind of thing, and it will apply that preset to this image, which is done in the background. You can see now in the top right hand corner there is a dot underneath the mask, and if we click on there we can see that we've got a mask for clothes, hair, teeth. Teeth has got a little exclamation mark near it because it can't find any teeth. That's fine. And we've got all these options here. Now you can tweak those as you want, but you haven't had to go in and select all the masks and rename them again. You've just done it through one preset with 0 editing. So you can now tweak that photo how you want it, but we're now going to take that one step further. So I am going to reset this image so there's no mask attached, and I'm also going to go back to the first image that I set the preset up on. So I now want to make sure that I've got, let's say I've got images that I've got with a white background. I want to make sure that I apply this, and I want to make the background white in any image. I'm going to click on background. Now there's a quick tip here actually, because I discovered this when I was doing some portraits a while ago from a video I watched. If you come up to the histogram, you can use your mouse to find out exactly how white your background is, just in case the calibration or something of your screen isn't quite right. You can use your mouse to determine the colour. So quickly back in here, let's click on background, and we're going to come up here to the histogram. If you right mouse click over the histogram and make sure that show values as percentages is unticked. Let me just show you if it's ticked. If you hover anywhere on the picture over the white background, you can see in the histogram you have R, G and B percentages, 96%, 96%, 97%, which is the colours, the percentages of those colours make up this background. I prefer to see it as the figures of 255, so up to 255, because I know that 255, 255 and 255 is pure white. So if we come back over, untick that, we can now see that it's got 238. So top left hand corner where it looks the whitest, we've got an R of 247, an R of 246 and an R of 249. But if we come down to the bottom right, so that was top left, if we come down to the bottom right, we can now see it's gone down to 182, 170 and 180 something. So clearly, and we can see that that's obvious, that we can see that it's whiter in the top left than it is the bottom right, and that just means that I haven't set the lights up properly when I did this photograph. So we're going to come over here. The first things that I do, because these won't affect the background a lot, but they're worth doing, is just take the saturation all the way down to 0, because sometimes if the white balance is off, the background may be a bit yellow, and I'm going to take the shadows all the way up. Now we still have got nowhere near matching. It's brought the bottom right hand corner up a bit because it's taken up some of the shadow elements of that corner, and maybe if there was a grey in there it's taken the saturation out, but it's still not good enough. So next thing we can do is bring up the exposures, but before I do, I'm just going to make sure that clipping is turned on in the histogram so I can see if it blows any of the background out. This isn't the purpose of this video, but I just thought I'd go through this real quick. So I'm going to bring this up, and we've got some clipping there, but we still haven't got anywhere near 250 in the bottom right hand corner. So I'm coming up, let's go one more. We are still 230 down the bottom, we're 255, which is the max it can go because it's clear that it's blown out because it's clipped and gone red. Bottom right hand corner is still 22 something, so let's go up a couple more. 230, we're getting close to pure white. 240, let's go one more. 245, maybe up to that. 250, that will do for now. We can see that though we've blown out, and if there was any detail in there, we would have lost all the detail in that white. So we're going to bring the highlights back and see if that fixes anything. It does fix it in certain areas, but not all over the image. But we've still got 255 top right, and we've got 248 bottom right. I'm just going to take down the whites now a little bit, and we've gone down to just -1 has taken out all of that clipping, and it's now not blowing anything out. Top left we've got 254, bottom right we've got 244. Can we do any more? Exposure up a little bit more. 246, 251, 251 there, 254. That's okay. I mean, it's a good match. We could push it more if we wanted to, but for the purpose of this, that's fine. So we have now got a edited background. Let's just recap real quick. Bringing up the masks, I've selected just a background, I've made the edit, so the background has gone, and if we use up here this little eye symbol, click and hold, before, after the mask, before, after the mask. Don't forget we haven't done anything with the face yet. So what I'm going to do now is create another preset, and this preset is going to be called something like background only pure white. And again, I am going to check none just as a safety measure, check all the masking and click on create. And we now have two masks over here, background and face 0, which is the first one, background only pure white. Let's now go to that second image, and we are now going to apply the preset that we've just set up called background only pure white to this image. And it has made a big difference in the background here. You can see that it's gone white pretty much all around. We've got 254 top right, we've got 240 in the bottom right. It's given us a great starting point. If you wanted to tweak it some more, you could, but you can see the difference just one click has made. Let's use this eye symbol again and turn the masks off. That's before the mask, or before the preset, and that is after the preset. So pretty good for a one-click edit, but let's go even further. Let's say that we are going to use another image where it hasn't got a white background, but we may want to enhance the face. So we're going to use this image to set up another preset where it's just going to be the face. So you can see down here we are in the masking section. Open the masking section. It's found a person in there. We are going to click on there. We could do it this way, or what we could do is, remember the preset we started where there was no attributes at all. we could apply that, and that is going to apply the mask for us. It's renamed everything with one click, but we've used the one where there's been no edits, so it hasn't changed the photo at all because everything is at 0. I'm going to make a few quick adjustments on here. I am going to make the hair brighter just to lift it a little bit. There's no teeth, so we don't have to worry about teeth. I don't do lips on Max because that's a bit it doesn't wear lipstick on it, it just looks a bit weird. Iris and pupil, so a little bit of brightness, lift some shadows, bring some highlights up, let's give it some saturation, try and get some colour, bit of clarity in the eyes, maybe a tiny bit more exposure there, don't overdo it. That's all good, and then we're going to come down and do the eye whites again. You don't want to go too mad because you don't want to make it look like something out of horror film or something. I'm doing this real quick, that will do. Body skin, now the body skin will include the neck. So we can see here that I've got body skin highlighted, even though I've spelled it wrong, bodykin, that's annoying. But you can see it's highlighted the neck. And it's a bit dark, it could do with some shadows lifting. So we are going to do that. That brings it up a little bit. Facial skin again, be careful, you don't want to make somebody look 50 years younger than they are. Don't really want to turn your 80-year-old gran into a 25-year-old unless you really want to. But here we're just going to bring some clarity down, some texture down. It looks a bit flush in the cheeks here, so I'm going to take a tiny bit of the saturation out as well, not too much. And that's it. I think that's all I'm going to do for this. Very, very mild adjustment, so I am going to call this, I'm going to create another preset. I'm going to come over here. Don't forget we haven't made any adjustments to the background on this one. If I click on background, we can see all the sliders are still at 0. I've only done some elements of the face. I'm going to create another preset in the adaptive presets folder, and let's call that background 0. Face mine. I mean, you can come up with your own adjustment names for these. I'm going to check none, and I'm going to tick all the masking just to be careful. It has highlighted the background, but don't forget we haven't got any background adjustments made. All this is going to do is save these presets with these adjustments as they are here, whether they're 0 or plus 100. And we are going to create, and we now have background 0 face minor. I'm going to come to another photograph of me that I took, a sort of selfie with a remote shutter. Again, top right hand corner here, no mask at all because there's no dot underneath it, and I just want to apply those facial adjustments to this photo now just to see how it looks. Does it give me a good starting point? Does it ruin the photo and I have to go from scratch? We are about to find out. So background 0, face minor, click on there, it's doing its AI thing as we can see, and it has made some adjustments. Now, nothing jumps out at me there to be horrendous. It's probably a little bit too bright on the face because it is a bit of a moody, dark shot. Come up again to the eye up here to turn the masks on and off. That's off, that's on. Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. The eyes are looking pretty good. The skin smoothing is tiny, it's enough. It does look a bit bright on the face. So we'll just come into facial skin. Sorry, not on the face, on the body skin here. It looks a bit bright. That round here looks a bit bright, so we're just going to bring this down a tiny bit, and maybe on the facial skin perhaps I want to just make myself look a tiny bit younger. I'm not going to make myself look that young, but we are going to adjust it slightly. And maybe the hair, I'm going grey, so I brighten the hair on Max's photo. Perhaps we just want to bring the hair down a little bit so that I don't look like I am old before my time. So that's it, nothing to save here because I was just using that preset as an example of I set it up on one photo and applied it to another. I didn't have to select all the masks, I didn't have to rename the masks, it's done it all for me, and it's just a real quick way of editing photos, or certainly getting the masks onto your photos so that you don't have to apply them the same thing every single time. So real quick, let me just summarize what we've done. I've set up 3 presets. The first one was background and face 0. All that did was created a preset, renamed the preset so that it was there for me for the future, and it gave me a preset that I could apply to any image, and then adjust the masks from 0 to whatever I see fit for that image without having to keep adding the masks or renaming the masks all the time. I then did a second image which I would use if I just wanted to make a background white. So no facial adjustments, no adjustments on the skin or the eyes or the neck or anything like that, just the background to make it pure white. One click, pure white background. Third preset was the other way around. I left the background and I've just done some minor tweaks to the face. Now, the possibilities are endless with this. If you wanted to set up 10 presets just for the eyes, I1, I2, I3, I4, I5. I1 could be a tiny little tweak. I2 could be a little bit more tweaked. I10 could be like brightness, shadows lifted, you know, clarity, saturation, all that kind of thing. Same with the skin. Skin, let's say skin 1 to 5. Skin 1, just a little bit of smoothing, a little bit of brightness. Skin 2, a little bit more. Skin 3, and skin 5, you really want to do it for some sort of glamour shoot or model shoot where you want to make the skin really smooth and things like that, or you just want to play around and have fun with some photos that you may have taken before. You could set up 100 of these. You know, you could do one for the teeth. You know, I'm rambling on. You know what I mean? You could do it for anything. So I just basically want to show you the real quick way where you could spend the time once setting up the masks in Lightroom, saving it as a preset, and then you go out on another shoot where you take some more photos of your son's birthday party or whatever you're taking photos of. You can then apply that preset and then you just need to tweak it. You don't have to keep applying masks every time you get a new photo. I guess that's it. That's all I'm going to say on that subject. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you found this useful. Let me know down below if you knew about that, or if there's a better way of doing it, or if it was helpful. It means a lot to the channel. It gives it good traction. It makes it YouTube people know that people are finding it useful. And if you want to see more things like this, why not subscribe and look out for more videos. But until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.